All right. Rose Arts, how's it going? What it do? What it do? Happy New Year. Forgive me, my internet's being a little bitch right now. I'm sorry about that. What it do? What it do, big dog? Or big dogette? In the back of my mind. Nothing much, just chilling. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm about to go back to work, so, I'm obviously not, things are not chill. Though I'm not going to the Sunday scaries. I don't have them. But, at the same time, it's like, nah, I gotta go back once more into the breach. But, tomorrow, I'm gonna try and keep that discipline alive like I do with the streaming, and try to go to the gym more. One thing I want to do is I want to try, like, basically just go into the gym and work out. It doesn't have to be super intense. You can't, like, don't go super hard, because if I do go super hard, then I will burn out. Okay, I can't be like David Goggins. Pan out and I get no special guests, then that's okay. I'll just do the stream like I always do. Can you pick a character for me to draw? Okay. Pick a character for you to draw. How about draw Denji from Chainsaw Man? Yeah, no, of course, of course. You know, you wanna, if you wanna break from Limbus Company, I can provide that. Draw Denji.
6:30.
Yep.
Bueno, sabemos que a las 6:30 no.
Yep.
A las 6 tú no puedes poner, es muy tarde para ti.
Mom, it's
¿Eh?
the school is like 33. School is like 33 minutes from here by train. But at 6:30, it's like if I wake up at 6:30 and I get and everything's done by 7, I get there at the latest 7:33 to 7:40. It's fine. I need to sleep.
Que te levantes, lo que tienes que hacer es poner tu desayuno primero. ¿Ok?
Yep.
Y lo que va preparando se paga con el pan, tú puedes calentar el arroz y echarlo en el tebo. Y te levantas de una vez y pones la ropa, no te vas a poner.
Yep.
Y llega temprano.
Okay.
Ya tú sabes.
Yep, so
Te pones buen mozo mañana.
Yep.
Te pones el chiste de crema.
Yep.
Y no te pones esos zapatos bien.
Yep. Sorry. Yep. Not a fan of my job. This is going to be a portfolio piece. By the way, what's up, Broken Blade? How's it going, my man? If I were an animal, what animal would I be? Okay, if I could be any animal, I don't know. I could possibly go for, I think, the species of jellyfish that like lives forever. Possibly. That's like the easiest choice, but it's not the fun choice. If I could be any animal, I'd be those Arctic monkeys. Not Arctic monkeys, mountain monkeys that live in the hot spring. Or that or bonobos. A male bonobo ape. Because when it comes to handshakes for a bonobo, like basically okay, so bonobo greetings involve physical vocal signs including direct eye contact, hand holding, head butting, and even genital rubbing. Basically, just it's like social glue. Sex and physical connection are essential to bonobo society, used to form bonds, resolve conflicts, and maintain peace. So basically, what I'm saying, if I were a bonobo, I'd be getting laid all the time. You know what I'm saying? No, that'd be exhausting. Yeah, no, yeah, mountain spring ape, mountain spring monkey. Oh, that or jumping spider, cause Spider-Man. But or a cat. You know what? Mountain spring monkey. Let's take away the bonobo ape. Let's strike that from the record. That'd be exhausting. Just imagine imagine if humans were more related to bonobo apes, and like evolutionarily. Just like it's like walking down the street. It's like it's like I bump into a woman and we get into an argument, and the next thing it's like, hey, you well, it's like I'm trying to, it's like hey, so I'm like, oh yeah, you bumped into me. And then essentially, it's like, and then she's like, there's only one way to resolve this conflict. And the next thing I'm stepping out of a hotel room. and I'm just exhausted. It's like, hey. And then, it happens all over again. I get into an argument with like a female coach. No, that'd be a nightmare. That'd be a nightmare. That'd be an absolute nightmare. Yeah, mountain spring monkey. That'd be fun. Or like, it's like, no, that'd be, actually, no. I'm kind of glad that we're not related to bonobo apes. That'd be a nightmare at this point. instead of like basically like bonobo apes, like they kind of like they're more matriarchal. So instead of patriarchy, we live in a matriarchy, and I'm not sure if that'd be better. Would it be like a decent society, or would it just be like like the society that we live in, but instead of like Andrew Tate podcast, we get the female version of that. I'm the top B, I'm the top bitch, you know what I'm saying? My men aren't allowed out. they stay at home with me, and instead of she's charged with say trafficking dozens of young male minors. Actually, no. I think I already know. I already know the female Andrew Tate, Bonnie Blue, just Bonnie Blue, but like she's on test and in shades. Like, I like my men obedient. Power corrupts regardless of gender. Yep it does. Yep it do. I'm walking around trying to get some groceries. Meanwhile, some chick's like, "Where's your wife?" What do you mean, where's my wife? Where's your wife? Over here walking around in t-shirts. Working out your arms, you fucking man whore. Just just getting all this like female incel attention. That's not fun. That's not fun. Who knows? Maybe I might go on a trip to Miami, and then I might get invited to talk on the female version of Fresh and Fit, which is basically just the Call Her Daddy podcast, but way more insulting and hostile and more interrogative. Just be half in the bag, and you have like a 5'5", angry wasp white girl just gish galloping points at me. I'm like, wait, what? What's going on? It's like, yeah, you can't even answer my point. Psh, male logic. Yeah, nah, I think it's good. I think it's good that we don't have that. But yeah, no, mountain monkey, that'd be nice. They look cool. They live in hot springs. They groom each other. I think one time I went to a spa with my family up out in Jersey, and essentially it was very cold at the time, but there was a hot spring in essentially like the ceiling, and I basically sat down in it, in the hot spring, in a hot pool, and it felt great. My dad was there, mom was there. I was like, wow, this must be what it feels like to be an Arctic monkey. It's like this, but like every day, apart from hunting for food. But I think those Asian mountain spring monkeys are like vegetarians or herbivores or some shit. So I think, yeah, that'd be nice, awesome. But the Lord in His infinite wisdom made me a human, so I have to do this now. I'm not mad. I'm just I'm just longing for what could have been. imagine, imagine if the reversals were like reversals were flipped. Cute. She's really she's really decent looking. She's kind of funny. All right. And she's really gentlewomanly, quote unquote. And essentially, when when she asks, "Hey, are we gonna go back to my place?" I'm like, it's like, nah, I don't exactly know you all that well yet. I'd like to. She immediately splits the bill, and then essentially, like, just like goes home by herself. Doesn't even call me an Uber. It's like, wait, what? Wait, come on, man. And then then next thing you know, I see her in a Call of Duty incel video. It's like, I was, male dating standards are crazy. I did everything right. I was a gentlewoman. I paid for the dinner. I was a nice girl. And he still wouldn't let me smash. Dating in 2026 is cooked. There's no hope. MGTOW. No, WGTOW. Women going their own way. Yeah. But yeah, I know. Yeah, Arctic snow monkey. No, I'm not Arctic snow monkey. Mountain spring snow monkey with a cool fur. When I saw those monkeys, I was like, damn. WGTOW is a thing? Wait, really? Damn. You know what? No, I should know. I should know that WGTOW's a thing. Femcel is definitely a thing. So, if femcel's yeah. Matter of fact, hold on. I want to see this. WGTOW. Okay. WGTOW is a community of women supporting other women who wish to live independently from men in relationships with them. Hold on, I want to see a video. Okay, the myth of love, how women are trapped by romance. Germaine Greer. I mean, it's kind of sad, but in the same time, it's like, you know what? Rom-coms are insanely pathological in the way that they, in the very unhealthy way, they showcase relationships. I don't know. Eh. Wig Tao. That's hilarious. I could just imagine just a bitter woman after a breakup, in a hoodie, on Reddit. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, sisters. Hmm. You know what? Okay, so basically, apparently there are matriarchal societies. Okay, so there's the Mosuo of China, Mingnan Kabao of India, Kasi of India exhibits strong female leadership. Okay, they're an ethnic group in China famous for their traditional matrilineal society where women hold primary roles, property passes the female line, and children take the mother's surname. Okay. I mean, hey, if they want to go their own way, if they want to, they could always, just move there. you don't like them, no, sorry. What's that? Okay. What soundtrack would be the... Okay, what soundtrack would be the background music of my life? Alright.
Is your healthy
No. Give it a second. I don't know. This will probably be my soundtrack for a while. I don't know, I'm just tired. I'm just tired, bro. Tired of Earth. These people. And being caught in the tangle of their lives. Tired of waking up. Scrolling on Instagram. Just to have the same horny, insecure adults thrust upon me. And I hate the fact that the worst part about this is that this is a reflection. That's what it is. This algorithm is basically just showing me a reflection of myself. That's what it is. I'm just an endlessly horned out, insecure dolt. Matter of fact, most of my feed isn't just, it isn't art anymore. It's sad. When was the last time I posted, bro? I think the one time I've kind of had some joy in 2025 was when I visited LA. I was, granted, I'm not sure if I've gotten any networking jobs from that networking event, but still, I was with a lot of professionals. I was, with people who were like-minded. I was with people who knew me. It was so much fun catching up with old friends. It was so much fun being a person outside of the life that I have, which is the life that I was forced to accept through circumstance. You know, it's like I didn't want to be a paraprofessional, but, you know, I have to have a job, so. You know, it's kind of wild. And in the end, after LA, after my time in LA, I kind of had like a, I don't know, like a little bit of a breakdown. You know, I met some pretty beautiful, you know, pretty cool people, lots of beautiful women, you know, and, you know, in the end, I was just, you know, it was a kind of, you know, a bit of a reminder of how, you know, how alone I truly was. It was so, I was so lonely. It got so bad that I went to I resorted to cyber stalking an old classmate because she had a crush on me. You know how pathetic that was? And I fully considered DMing her because, well, hey, you know, I thought, hey, this is the best I'm gonna get. And then I realized, what am I doing? I have told this girl I did not like her. And by the way, dude, it's been like, what, how many years? 8? 9 at this point. And we can't just, like, it'd be kind of weird if we just waltz back in this person's life for, like, some selfish gain, you know? And I was kind of just curled up, you know, in my living room alone, just lamenting over that fact. So yeah, I think for a while this is going to be, you know, my music, my soundtrack music. That are the guts, you know, that are the guts song. Because Guts is a character that represents persistence and getting up, especially when things suck. And quite frankly, things for me have, okay, it's my first. Louis. You never know. Okay, it's fucking hilarious. My name is. It's my first time seeing your channel. I saw the live stream and I wanted to let you know that it hit me. Haha. Welcome, Louise. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. You know, hey, thank you for showing up. You know, thank you for, you know, dead serious. Bye. Oh, Rose, you're going. You know what? Fair enough. You do have school tomorrow. As do I, because it's my job. You know what? We have 2 more minutes. So I'm just going to savor this before I have to go back. Yeah, but, you know, here's the thing, though. It's like, you know, I didn't exactly feel anything when it came to this person, this woman. I didn't find her attractive. I didn't find her, like, she asked, like, hey, you know, it's like, she asked me if I had a girlfriend, and, you know, basically I was like, no. And then later on, you know, I told her, it's like, yeah, I don't think I'd date you. And basically, she said, hey, it's like, there's passing jokes, and it was like, yeah, we could be friends. It's like, we barely even hang out, like, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, to her, she's right. I never truly hung out with her. Because, well, maybe that's my fault. Because I looked at her Instagram recently, and she's a pretty interesting person. She has a thriving photography career. She seems very cultured, very smart. I'm not exactly attracted to her as a person, but she is a pretty attractive person in a sense. And you know what? Maybe I should have that more of that around me. But nah, I can't do that. That'd be kind of a dick move. Like imagine, it's like you like this girl, and she flirts with you a little bit because she has low self-esteem. She kind of like plays these stupid childish games with you, and then she immediately friend zones you, and then she comes back and DMs you because she believes that if if she doesn't date you, then she'll just be alone forever. And that this was not because she has an actual attraction to you, because it's something to kind of like shut off that nagging voice in her head that constantly reminds her you're lonely. It's been 8 years since high school. You haven't had one meaningful non-platonic relationship. You're lonely. Just plagued with the just nonsense from society that's that's been it's obviously no. Like you wouldn't like it. I don't think she'd like it. I got digital school, homeschool. Psh, lucky. I have to show up to one place and just make it to a 250 and not try to like have a day where my kid doesn't get into a big fight or a big argument with a teacher, which is it's gonna be hard to do because it's like almost all the time he is poorly behaved. I do my best to keep him on task though, but what can I do? It is what it is. Man. Okay. And I think that's it for today. You know what? Since I'm not working at my part-time job in Riverdale anymore, maybe I can make this into a longer stream. That way I can get more studies down. I could post more on Instagram, and around, I think I could possibly like send finished paintings to recruiters in in concept outsourcing studios or something. Lil Toe, God, you showed up at the worst time. God, why, Lil Toe? Are you not employed? You hurt my feelings. You break my heart. Also, before I go, Lil Toe, are you still drawing? If so, please post more on your Discord. I really like your work. Anyway, before I go, you showed up at the best time? Right when the stream's ending? Alright, damn. Don't tell me how you really feel. Anyway, this is the end of the stream. Thank you, Broken Blade. Thank you, Rose Arts. Thank you, Lil Toe. You're drawing right now. And when you're done, post it on the Discord, please. I'd like to see more. Thank you, Lil Toe. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being supportive. Bollywood Kiss. I love you, platonically, of course. I'm I'm sad to leave you at this point, but hey, there's always tomorrow. You know, this is good. This makes me feel less lonely. Granted, I am talking to a void. You could be Russian bots for all I know. But still, this has some therapeutic value to it. Thank you all. And have a good night. I'm gonna brush my teeth and go to sleep. Because I have work tomorrow. It pains me to say this, but it's true. Good night.